Let's get started in Savasana. You're welcome to have a block or two or just lie flat, whatever suits. Good. So gently lowering ourselves down, one vertebrae at a time, shoulders and head. With the option to bring a block under our hips and or our head, upper back, whatever. Just taking a few moments to settle into our bodies and breath, to settle into this present moment. Taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. And bringing our breath to the nose, in and out, being aware of its rhythm, whether it be short or long, whether there be pauses. And noticing how the rib cage rises and falls. Checking in with the mood and the energy of the body. And noticing areas of heaviness, lightness, comfort, and discomfort as we run through a body scan from head to toe. Setting an intention today of maintaining our presence in this moment. Where being in this moment allows us to process emotions, to address them, so that they're not hijacking the rest of our day and the rest of our emotions throughout the day. Keeping our focus on the present moment and our physical sensations in order to get out of our heads, to create that mental clarity that we might need. And perhaps setting ourselves a mantra. I am peace. I am calm. I am steady. Whatever word might pop into our minds, just repeating that a few times. Bringing our awareness back to the space around us, the sounds, the temperature, and the smells. We'll draw our left knee into the chest, giving it a gentle hug. Noticing what's happening in the hip flexor. Perhaps a little talking has started in the lower back. Working to maintain a calm, steady rhythm of breath. Then we'll lower our left foot and we'll draw the right foot in, giving it a hug, bringing our hands on top of our shin or behind the thigh. releasing the right leg. We'll draw the left knee back in, this time interlacing around the back of the thigh, flexing our foot, and we'll drive the heel up to the sky with each exhalation. Inhale, we lower the foot. Exhale, we rise it. Moving with the rhythm of our breath, noticing the pauses at the top and the bottom. One more. And we release. Bringing the left leg to the earth, and we hug the right knee back in. Once again, we wrap our hands around the back of the thigh, flexing our foot, driving the heel up to the sky. Inhale, we release. Exhale, we lift. Slow and steady, with purpose. Two more. And we release. Let's bring both of our legs to 90 degrees. Feet are firmly planted. We can shift, windshield wipering the legs. Inhaling to center, exhaling side to side. Noticing the glutes as we roll side to side, noticing the lower back, possibly even tension down the outer edges of the legs or into the abdomen. Being gentle, we're here to nourish and to reset. Let's do one more on each side. Coming back to center, we'll hug our knees into our chest, both of them together. And when we release, we'll bring our feet together, butterflying our legs and opening our arms into a cactus. So it'll look like this. Inhale, opening. Exhale, we hug back in. Inhale, we open. Exhale, we hug in. Finding our flow, our rhythm of movement, and our range of motion. Drawing in light and love with each inhalation. Drawing in all the tools from the universe that we need to be our best selves, our authentic selves, to succeed with love and compassion. Two more. And we hold, curled up, tucking our chins to our chests. Perhaps we wiggle our feet. Perhaps we rock or pulse. Releasing our head and our shoulders back to the earth. And we'll do a gentle spinal twist, whichever suits us today. Perhaps we do a figure four, perhaps we eagle the legs. Finding our left foot to the outer edge of the mat. We start in a figure four, or we cross all the way over, eagling the legs, lowering them to the right, and extending our arms out or upwards as feels comfortable. Noticing areas that might be a little sticky or tight. Bringing our awareness there, noticing how those sensations transform. Beautiful. Inhaling up to center, we untwist. We can hug in, maybe holding the knees a little bit wider. And when we're ready, we bring our right foot to the earth, crossing the left leg over into figure four or eagle. And then finding a position for our arms once we get into our gentle twist. Once again, bringing our awareness to physical sensations, maintaining our presence in the moment with our gentle focus. Inhaling up to center, we release the legs, hugging them in one more time. Wiggling out the feet, pointing, flexing, crunching, rolling. We'll roll ourselves over and up into an easy seated position. Let's bring our left foot inwards and the right in front. Starting there, we'll bring our hands to the outer edges of our knees, cupping the knees. We'll do some butterflies here, opening the chest, inhaling. Exhale, we round through, drawing our chin to our chest, flaring our arms out. Inhale, we draw through, arching our back. Exhale, we round. Feeling the warmth starting to generate down the back of our neck. Drawing our shoulder blades into the spine. And then opening as wide as we can. Floating to the rhythm of our breath. Nourishing the spine. Two more. Beautiful. Rolling through this last one, and we'll come back to center. Rolling our shoulders up and back, interlacing our fingers behind our back. Drawing the shoulder blades together, opening through the chest, lifting the arms away from the body, getting into the biceps, maybe even the triceps, down through the forearms, into the wrists, through the fingers, releasing any energy that may be built up there. Yum. And we release, lifting our arms up over our shoulders. Deep breath in. And we're going to twist to the right, bringing one hand in front, one behind, pushing up on our fingertips, gazing over our shoulder. Next inhale, we'll come back to center. Inhaling, reaching our arms up. And exhaling, we hinge forward, bringing our hands to the earth. Elongating the spine. Feeling the outer edges of our glutes and our hips. Drawing our chest through. Melting forward, finding a block or staying up on our arms, forearms. Allowing the body to release when it's ready. Just reassuring the body that we're in a safe place, that we don't need to be holding all the tension. We can let it go. On the next inhale, we'll push ourselves up, walking our hands in. We'll stretch our legs out into the corners of the mat. And we can push ourselves forward as possible with our feet flexed, toes pointed to the sky. We hold here. This might be intense enough. That's okay. Just breathe into it, melting and surrendering to the pose. If we feel we can walk our hands out, we are welcome to do so, so long as our toes stay pointed upwards. We're not falling into our legs, keeping a little bit of intensity on the inner thigh muscles. Feeling the stretch all the way through the knees, perhaps into the calves. Noticing micro gains in our flexibility while maintaining calm, steady rhythm of breath. Beautiful. Inhaling, we push ourselves out, walking our hands in. We'll bring our left leg in towards us once again. And we'll bring our left hand under our shoulder. So we're going to lift our hips up, making sure our left knee is on the mat. We press our right foot to the earth. We reach our right arm up and over. Big reaches over our face, openings through the hips, through the chest, making the pose suit our needs and to fit our body. Good. We release out of this. Coming all the way back down into our easy seated pose, this time with our right foot inside, our left foot out. Sip of water as needed. We start off with our butterfly arms. This time bringing our hands to the front of our front leg, around the shin, the ankle. Inhaling, we draw our chest through. Exhale, we round. Lowering our chin to our chest. Continuing to create heat. Generating a sensation of warmth down the spine. As we release synovial fluids, release tension, create fluidity. Moving to the rhythm of our breath. Noticing sensations in our legs, our back, all the way upwards into our neck, and through our chest and arms. One more. We meet back in center, neutral position. Sign it out. Inhaling, we reach our arms behind our back again, interlacing the hands, lifting the arms away from the body. Perhaps feeling different sensations this time around. Noticing micro releases and softening of our muscles, releasing that gripping sensation. Nice. And we release. Next, big breath in. We lift our arms over our shoulders. We twist to the left. One arm behind, one arm in front, up on the fingertips. We gaze over our left shoulder. Big breaths in and out through the nose. Breathing into areas of discomfort. And next, inhale, we come back to center, lifting our arms over our shoulders. Exhale, we come forward, bringing our hands to the earth, elongating through the spine, and hinging forward, hinging into the hips, the hip flexors, the lower back. Taking our time to melt into the pose, to notice releases of energy, nourishing the body, giving it the time it needs. Noticing distractions that might enter our minds. Letting them float by like a cloud on a blue sky afternoon, bringing our attention back to the physical sensations. We walk our hands back into our bodies, stacking the vertebrae, extending our legs out all the way to the corners. Toes are up, pushing ourselves forward as possible. And again, this might be intense enough. We hold here, continuing to meditate, maintaining presence in the moment. And as possible, if possible, we walk our hands out, we bring a block underneath our arms. We slowly melt into our forward fold here. Keeping our awareness on areas of tightness that need our attention, that need nourishing, that need this time to be able to release, to reset. Appreciating the sensations that we feel as they keep us remembering that we are alive, that we are blessed to have these sensations. And this moment to listen to our bodies, to do what our body needs, to fit poses to our body, to not force anything, and to be able to nourish for the days ahead. Lifting our torso, walking our hands back in. This time we release the right leg inwards. We scooch back in order to keep the right knee on the mat, bringing our right hand to the earth, under our shoulder, and we lift our torso up. We lift our hips, pressing the hips forward, opening our chest, reaching our arm beyond the head, finding the pose that suits our body. enabling us to open areas that need to be opened. Gently and calmly. Yum. Releasing out of this all the way into all fours, finding our way there. Grabbing a sip of water as desired. And we bring our hands under our chest, our knees under our hips. Letting our head hang heavy, we can sway left to right. Adding some lateral flexion into our sway, breaking through blocked energy in our side body, perhaps we weren't aware of. Just adding ranges of motion to our practice, reminding us of all the ways that our body can move, that sometimes we forget. We get stuck in a normal movement pattern. Forward and back. Now we add side to side. And let's circle around. Picking a direction, we'll do both. Sinking the hips back, working the arms, the shoulders, the upper back, just adding some motion here. Moving through old patterns and stickiness. And we switch directions. We come back to a neutral, all fours. Forward and back, pushing up into our spine, letting our head hang heavy. Gentle sway. Feeling the heat generating in the spine. And we come to neutral. Curling our toes under our shins. Taking a deep breath in, and we'll step up into a down dog. On the exhalation, finding a stable down dog. Perhaps we continue to sway left to right, noticing what's happening in the back of the legs. Gently moving through blocked energy. We come to center. We can wiggle out our feet, rolling, pointing, flexing. And if desired, we can pedal the feet, lifting one heel at a time. Adding a little shift of our weight. Noticing how everything is connected. Moving the energy from the lower back, through the hips, down the back of the legs, through the calf muscles and into the ground. Grounding our energy. We come back to center, neutral down dog, pushing the heels towards the earth. Feeling the strength of our upper bodies. Stillness in this moment. Lifting our left leg off the earth. Pushing our weight more through the back of the right leg. Keeping our head hanging heavy. Noticing the muscles in our face soften. We gaze forward. We walk our hands out. A paw print, we come up on our toes of the right foot. We draw our left knee into the left wrist. Coming into a pigeon prep here. Sliding the right leg out. Opening our torso. And exhaling, we melt over the left leg, the knee into the hip. Again, we melt and we surrender to the pose as the body releases gripping sensations. And as desired, we can come onto our fists or our hands, or even extend our left arm out and figure four, threading the needle through the left arm with our right. Listening to our body, finding our pose as suits. Breathing into areas of discomfort and noticing them transform. Breathing in curiosity. We sigh out any judgment of ourselves, judgments of others. Remembering to not let our emotions hijack the rest of our day, to not let the actions of others affect us. Remembering to turn inwards, to find our peace and calm. We inhale, coming back to center. Inhaling, lifting our torso, opening the abdomen, arching into the lower back, stretching through the neck. And we release over onto the left hip, coming back into all fours. Rinsing as desired, and then we'll step back up into our down dog on an exhalation. Curling our toes under. Exhaling up. Beautiful. Feeling all the yummy sensations down the back of the neck, the body, the back, and the legs. And we set ourselves up to lift our right leg off the earth, pushing through the back of the left leg. Feeling the strength of our upper body here, the strength of our anchored leg, the grounding of our hands and foot. Softness in our faces. We gaze forward, we walk our hand prints out, and we bring our right knee to our right wrist. Sliding our left leg back. Lowering into the back of the leg, the hip flexor, the hip. And as and when we're ready, we can exhale all the way down, wherever that is for us. Breathing in curiosity for what our body might be trying to tell us. Finding our pose on this side of the body. Breathing into areas of discomfort. Doing whatever it takes to maintain a calm, steady rhythm of breath. Releasing any competition or expectation of where we should be at in our practice, or where we should be at in life. Just appreciating this moment. It's the only moment we have, so we benefit from it by giving it our attention. Honoring the state of our body, honoring the state of our current situation. Inhaling, we come back to center, lifting our torso, arching the lower back, opening into the abdomen, stretching through the neck. And we release over into our right hip, coming through all fours one more time, rinsing out as desired. And we can step back up into another down dog, curling our toes under our shins. Exhaling out. Lifting our right hand off the mat, we reach it towards our left leg, wherever it connects naturally, behind the knee or the calf muscle. Breathing into any pattern of energy that we might be feeling, perhaps from the neck, across the body, down into the hip. Being aware of the areas of stickiness. Noticing them transform. Bringing our right hand back to the earth, we reset and extend the left hand across the body, making contact with the right leg. Noticing where we might hold our energy differently on one side and the other. And again, appreciating the micro gains in our flexibility and those releases of tension. Yum. Bringing our left hand to the earth. Deep breath in, sighing it out. We come down onto our knees. We sink back into child's pose, walking our hands long on the mat, sinking our hips back. Melting with our knees underneath us or a little wider, depending on what our lower back is telling us. We can reach for a block We can put fists under our forehead or our hands as feels most comfortable, making the pose suit us. We can bring our hands alongside the knees and the legs, finding our resting pose here, noticing the expansion of our ribs with each inhalation. Option to reach for our feet and to round into the spine, lifting our torso off the thighs, pressing more into the top of the head, feeling the stretch down the arms, through the back, into the lower back. Holding as we need and releasing when we want. Knowing that we can modify and add poses, small adjustments to each one to suit our body. We can interlace our fingers, we can lift our arms over our back. So many choices here. Getting what we need out of each pose. And we'll slowly press ourselves up, coming into kneeling pose with our toes underneath our shins. Making sure all 5 toes are pressed against the mat. I know the pinky often wants to run away. Rolling our shoulders, stacking them on top of our hips. Settling into the pose. And we bring our right arm across the body. Stretching through the upper arm, the shoulder and the upper back. Gentle expression or smiles on our faces. Just keeping our awareness on areas of discomfort throughout the body. Building our resilience, trusting that we can tolerate the discomfort, that it will change, and that we won't be here forever. Lifting our arm alongside the ear, inhaling, reaching up and then pressing down on the elbow, reaching the hand between the shoulder blades. Lifting the torso, opening the chest. And we release. Inhaling up. Exhale, bringing our hands to the earth, tapping out our feet. Good. And we'll come back into our toes pose. Again, checking on all 5. Making sure they all benefit. Finding our stability. And then we bring our left arm across the body. Either high or low, depending on what our shoulder and upper back needs. Perhaps we reach the arm across the abdomen instead of the chest. Always working to find the perfect pose for our body in this moment. Good, reaching the arm alongside the ear, reaching up and then pressing down on the elbow. Left hand comes between the shoulder blades. Good. And we release. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming into all fours, tapping out our feet. Good. And one more time into our kneeling pose with or without our toes. One more time, interlacing our hands behind the back. Opening through the chest, down the arms and into the wrists. Hopefully feeling a little bit more fluid, less sticky. Moving our neck around as desired. And we release, bringing ourselves into any easy seated pose. Perhaps this time we bring our left foot on top of our right. Inhaling, reaching our arms up. Right hand comes to the earth. We come into a gentle side bend. Keeping our left sit bone firmly connected to the mat, actively pressing the left knee away. Breathing into our side body, creating space and supporting with our right arm. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. Inhaling up. We bring both arms over our shoulders and we hinge forward. This might feel a little different if you've come into fire logs, or different from the first time we came into this forward fold today. Appreciating those micro gains, appreciating the warmth and flexibility of our body. And again, making sure that we're not overextending ourselves or forcing ourselves into any pose with judgment that we should be in a specific pose. We do what it takes to maintain our calm, steady rhythm of breath and to nourish our bodies. Inhaling, we press ourselves up. Exhale, we release, bringing our legs in front of us, giving them a little wiggle before we stack the opposite way. So this time bringing the left foot in, right foot comes in front or on top, fire log. Inhale, reaching our arms up. Left hand comes to the earth and then we gently side bend over to the left. Keeping our right sit bone connected to the earth. Breathing into our side body. Breathing into areas of discomfort. Nice. Inhaling up. Both arms reach up. We exhale, we come forward. Flat back, drawing our chest through with the inhalation. And then we melt forward with the exhalations. Again, finding a pose for our body, supporting where we need without judgment or competition. We're here to nourish our bodies, and only we can do that. Inhaling, we walk our hands back in, stacking the vertebrae. Exhale, we let the legs extend long on the mat, Dandasana. Sit bones are connected, toes are pointed up. We inhale, reaching our arms up. And we exhale, forward fold, reaching our hands beyond the feet. We can pulse here, drawing our chin to our chest. Or we can bring our hands to the earth for a more passive stretch as the body desires. Breaking into some fascia along the back side of the body. Creating some elasticity with our gentle pulses. Basically, we're breaking through the cobwebs, building up our collagen, our elasticity, clearing blockages and setting ourselves up for a beautiful week ahead. Inhale, we bring ourselves back up, tall torso. We can lower ourselves down into Savasana, one vertebra at a time, shoulders and head, allowing the lower back to assume its natural curve. Appreciating the support of the ground beneath us, that our body can rest and reset. Taking the time we need to imprint our practice on our bodies and mind. Allowing the muscles to soften, melting towards the earth. We run through a body scan again from head to toe to get a sense of how the moon and energy of our body may have changed. Noticing new areas of lightness, fluidity, and light running through our body, perhaps like the warmth of the sun melting away tension. Taking a moment to reflect on any intention we may have set. Remembering that being present in the moment enables us to process emotions that may have been challenging us, to compartmentalize thoughts, feelings, and emotions. We've created headspace here today and a magnetism. So we want to be very aware of what we draw towards us for the coming hours and days. Perhaps setting a mantra or a new intention for the days ahead. to take this being that we are on the mat, this loving, compassionate, nourishing being, out into the world to share with others by our calm presence. When we're ready, we can hug our knees into our chest, finding any small micro movements that our body might desire before bringing ourselves back to the space around us, the sounds, the smells, and the temperature. When we're ready, we roll over and up into our final easy seated pose, bringing our hands to heart center. Giving thanks for the opportunity to practice, congratulating ourselves for making the time to nourish our bodies and to get to the mat today. Filling ourselves with gratitude for something that positively affected us this week. And with smiles on our faces, we give thanks for this community. Thank you for joining me today, for making time for your practice and for us. Namaste.